other stuff out here, like check it out.
Just came up out the bando, flipping slow. I be like, no. Got a couple.
All right, welcome to Pink Confinement. Today we got Ursula. Can you introduce yourself and give a little background about your upbringing?
I'm Ursula. Bloodsaw Parker. I was born and raised in Dublin, Georgia, 47 years ago. I am a mother of 5, a grandmother of 9. I am the baby of 2 other siblings. My mother is deceased. My dad, he is still alive. I grew up on this side of town called Southside. That's where I grew up at, a kind of rough area today, but back then it wasn't rough. As a child, from the age of 8 to the age of 12, I was molested by my stepfather, the man that my mother had married. We lived in the house with them for a while, with him for a while, and then my mother decided to move out. I just, in my growing up, adolescence, didn't get it right early on. I didn't get it right. Stayed in trouble in school. Didn't finish school. But however, I ended up obtaining a GED when I went to prison. A mother at the age of 13. You know, just failure after failure, but I got it right.
All right, so you said you was a mother at 13, then failure after failure. Do you think the molestation played a big part of that?
It did. It played a lot in that, because from the molestation, I gained so much pain, internal pain, and it was silent pain. My pain didn't have a voice. And because I was hurt, I wanted everybody that came in encounter with me to hurt.
Did your mother know it was happening?
She didn't.
Did you tell her?
I didn't.
So, you said that you and your mother lived with your abuser for years after that. Why did she leave him?
I never said anything. As a child, I began to talk about my molestation the last time I went to prison. I landed a prison bid back in 2010. And I ended up going to this, I think, Motivation for Change or something like that. And I began to talk about my molestation because it was so much pain that I encountered from it. So I wanted to talk about it, and I began to talk about it.
Okay. So how did being a victim of child abuse shape your life going forward?
I wasn't I didn't like to deal. I wasn't a person of affection, if you know what that means.
I understand.
I didn't do the hugging, and it's a lot I strayed away from because I was molested.
Okay. So why do you think it's so common and family doesn't say anything or stop it if they know about molestation? Because,
like, for me, it was the fear. It was the fear, and I didn't know. You know, being a child, I didn't know. I knew it was wrong, but I just didn't know. You know, I didn't know what. I didn't know. You know, I knew it was wrong. I didn't know because at the time I had a brother. My brother died in 1980, and sometime my molester, he will molest me in the presence of my brother, and I used to get scared, didn't want him to hurt my brother, so I used to do it, you know, to protect my brother, so he wouldn't do it to my brother. And my mother, she felt comfortable with leaving us with him because that was her husband, and that was my brother dad.
So before your mother passed, because you said your mother deceased,
right?
Did you ever get a chance to tell her about it?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't. Actually, I grew a resentment for my mother. I began to resent, you know, my mother, and I used to use this as a crutch. I began to resent my mother because I felt like I was a child acting out, and everybody was blaming me for acting out, and nobody looked into why I was acting out. Because it got to be a reason. You know, I learned that today, you know, when I see someone acting out, because I was a victim of molestation, I see the same, you know, the same thing, the same cycle, you know, in somebody else. So I be like, something got to be going on. And so my thing was, why nobody wasn't watching me at that age, you know? And why nobody didn't check into, like, what's going on? Why she doing that? You know, nobody never asked questions.
They were just saying you was just a bad child?
Yes.
Okay.
They wrote me off as she just bad. She'll never amount to nothing, you know?
Even your mother said that?
Yeah, she told me that plenty of times, that I wouldn't amount to nothing, and, you know, and I grew resentment from that. And recently I held on to resentment, but I wanted to free myself, you know? So I began to forgive my mother.
Okay.
You know, I began to forgive so many people because I didn't want to continue to hold on to resentment, because resentment kept me sick.
So do you think if your mother knew that she would have did something, or she wouldn't have did nothing?
I think she would have did something. I really do. I really do think she would have did something.
Okay.
But she didn't know. My dad didn't know either.
Okay. Because, you know, it's a lot of females, mothers, that know that somebody be abusing their child, but they let it carry on because they want to stay with that dude.
Right.
I don't understand that.
Right. It's some mothers out there. It's some mothers out there like that today. And because I was a victim of child molestation, like, my grandkids, I'm very overprotective, and I ask them stuff, you know, because I want them to always to be able to tell me, you know, if something happened, this, that, and the third. Yeah. You know, because I'm a curse breaker of my family, and I can break curses. If I've been through it, I'm able to break that curse. So I ask stuff.
Okay.
I asked my grandkids stuff, and I was in a place where I was scared, you know, for my grandkids, but I had to learn to release that too. Yeah. And trust the God of my understanding, who I pray to. Okay. You know, that He'll watch over them and He'll protect them.
Okay. So the last time that you was confined, what were the charges that got you confined? Well, I see you had a long list of charges. I looked you up. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh my God. Where do I start? The last time I got locked up, I was locked up for aggravated assault, terroristic threats and act, aggravated battery, leaving the scene of a crime, leaving the scene of an accident, ag assault with a vehicle. Let me see what else I had. I want to say simple battery. I had a lot of charges. Back in 2009, I was dating this guy, and me and his baby mother, we had some words. So I asked her not to come back to my house, and she did. Okay. And when she did, I went to the door with a knife. I went to the door with a knife, and when I did, she called the police on me because she knew I had warrants. And so basically what they did was, with the aggravated assault and the terroristic threats and act, they charged me for having that knife. Okay. Because me and her, we didn't have a physical altercation. And with the aggravated battery, with the vehicle, simple battery, leaving the scene of an accident, of a crime, I ran over my probation officer.
What? Wait, hold on. Wait, you ran over your PO?
I ran over my probation officer. His name was Teddy Burgess at the time. He at the time I was in active addiction. I was in active addiction. I wasn't reporting, failed to report and pay. I didn't. And so he came out to the house one day. And my daddy told me that he had came out to the house, and my daddy was telling him that I wasn't there. And I think my dad said he put his feet in the door or something, like wouldn't let my dad shut the door or something.
Okay.
So I went down there. My daddy called me. He told me. He told me what happened. Mind you, I've been on the run from the police for I don't know how long, but they was looking for me. So I went down there, and he was like, when I went in there, I said, "You went over my dad's house?" And my daddy was telling you that I went there. He was like, "Yeah." I said, "So why you didn't leave? Why you put your feet in the door?" I said, "I don't live there. Stop going there." So while I was there, he was like, "Well, Ursula, I got to test you. I got to get somebody to, drug test you." I said, "I ain't down here for that."
Yeah.
I said, "I'm not down here for that. I'm down here to tell you that don't go back to my dad's house looking for me. I don't live there." So I walked out the office because I wasn't there to be drug tested at the time.
Yeah.
And I walked out the office. He came behind me. He was like, "You leave. You just leave now. Just leave." And I said, "Okay, that's what I'm doing."
Yeah.
So he got behind my car thinking that was going to stop me. And I was angry, still full of anger at the time. I was still full of anger at the time. So, and my oldest daughter was in the car with me. And so I pulled the car in reverse, and my aim was to hit him. I hit him, and I pulled the car back up, to come back down in reverse again. I was going to hit him again, and my daughter was like, "Mama, no, no, no." So I didn't. I left.
Okay.
I left, and they issued a bolo for me, an all bulletin alert, that if they seen my car or me anywhere to arrest me. So I got arrested. I got sentenced to a 12-4 because he wasn't injured that bad. So I got sentenced to a 12-4, and today that sentence is over.
Well, that's good. That's good. So, what was the process to get you booked into the county jail?
Depends on who was booking.
Okay.
Because, like I say, I did some stuff. I ain't gonna lie. I made bad blood almost everywhere I went. And I made bad blood in the county. And depends on who the officer was.
So how was life in the county for you?
It was miserable.
Okay. Why was it miserable?
Because for me, the county was reality. When I used to do stuff, reality didn't kick in until I was booked.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, the county was reality, and I look back on stuff and I be like, man, I ain't have to do that.
Yeah.
I started looking at stuff from a different point of view of why. So for me, the county was reality.
So how was the treatment from the officers?
Some liked me and some didn't.
Okay.
Some liked me, some didn't, and some pretend to like me because I didn't care at this time. Like it was whatever,
Yeah.
And I was angry at whoever.
Okay.
For whatever, So.
Okay. Can you tell us about one crazy incident that happened while you were there?
At the county?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, so many. Wait a minute, let me think. Okay, I have a friend. She's still my friend to this day. And she was real small. We call her Rocky.
Okay.
Her name Marcia Foreman.
She must got them hands.
No, she didn't.
Oh.
So this lady kept messing with her. And I'm not big on bullying. I ain't with that. Don't bully nobody.
Yeah.
And she just kept, I seen it. So I took her, like in the day room part area, and I started showing her how to fight. I said, she come up on you, this what you do. I said, Rocky, I said, don't you stop. You keep going.
Okay.
I don't care how
Hey,
big.
Weather.
Yes. I said, I don't care how big she is, how small you is. You fight her, you keep going. Oh my God. My friend fought that lady and won the fight.
Okay.
She
Okay. Okay,
did.
Rocky.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rocky.
Yeah. She fought that lady and my friend won that fight. She did. She said all she could hear when she would fight that lady was me in her head. Keep going, keep going.
Keep going. Okay.
Yeah.
So Did you feel safe being locked up because of the things that you were going through on the outside?
Yeah, because I feel that my times in jail as well as in prison was divine appointments.
Okay.
For me to be able to cross paths with certain people. You know, I was an uplifter.
Okay.
It was times where I began to do nightly Bible study. And I began to draw people to Christ, tell them about Christ and what he did for me. So I think times that I was locked up was divine appointments for me to meet certain people.
Okay.
Because today, these people still my friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
True friends.
Yes.
So, did you have a lawyer or you had to use a public pretender for your case?
I had a public pretender.
Okay.
Because I did it. You know?
Okay. So, you feel like since you did it, you ain't gonna waste your money.
Yeah, I did it. Every time I went to jail, I did it. Every time I went, I did it.
Okay. Yeah. So, did you take pleas or you took it to trial?
I took a plea.
Okay.
I took a plea. Like, if it's... And I was the type of person, listen, don't get me wrong. And because by me going to prison 7 times, I learned the system. I just never took that first plea. Okay. You know, y'all want something from me, and I want something from y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know how that go. No, I'm not taking that. You know, I just go back to the county and sit here till y'all come back again. But I'm not taking that. Okay. And so that's where I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what strain or effect did it have on your family or your loved ones?
To be honest, my kids are broken. My kids are very broken because of my behavior. I pray for them. I pray that God heal them. Okay. Heal their broken hearts. My kids are broken. And it was worry for my dad, you know. It was worry, you know. He talk about it sometimes. He's just glad I'm not out there, you know. But the most people I harmed was my kids.
So, do they like interact with you? Do they talk to you?
Sometimes. Okay. Sometimes. And God got me in a place where I can't force nothing. Yeah. You know, I gotta trust what he doing. And I trust that. You know, sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes, well, I used to be why. But now I trust the process. Okay. That God gonna bring them out where they need to be.
Yeah. It gonna come back around. Yeah. Especially when they see you bettering yourself and getting yourself together. Right. You know, and even though you've been locked up 7 times, you still deserve a chance. Right. So, but do your kids know what you went through as a child?
They know now.
Okay.
They know now. In the beginning, they just knew what they was told. You know, and they just knew what I was showing them, but they never knew why. Okay. If that makes sense. Yes. They never knew why. So now they know why. Okay. Yeah. So God was able to let me tell them why.
Okay. Yeah. Did you suffer a loss of a loved one while you was being confined?
Let me see. I lost my cousin.
How did that affect you?
I don't think I mourn his death to this day. He was killed. He was dragged out somewhere and killed. And I don't think I ever got to mourn him. Okay. Like, even my mother, I didn't mourn her because soon as she passed away, I went to jail back then, you know? Okay. So, and I just felt like prison wasn't a place to mourn nobody. Yeah. And I just never just did that. Okay. Yeah.
Can you describe the process of going from the county jail to prison?
Oh my God. Those mornings you got to get up at 4:30. You got to get up at 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock. You got to go to the holding cell, even though they ain't gonna take you out until about 7. But you sit up there being prepared to be shipped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell us one thing you remember of Untamed when you got to prison?
The 13.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, the 13. I'm gonna say the 13. When you first going in, yeah, they're forced to be reckoned with. But once you hit GP, general population, you begin to see who they really are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you describe a typical day in prison for you?
A typical day in prison for me was just chilling, cooking. A lot of people like the way I cook. What you cooking? Tell these folks that watching what you cooking. A tuna log.
Oh, that's my favorite. Yeah. That was my favorite right there.
A tuna log, nachos, you know, just different things like that. Just cooking, chilling.
Okay, Miss Ursula's kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was me. You know, we'll get together, all us a pitch in and cook. And people, like, I like to make people laugh. So people used to like to just come kick it with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They used to like to just come kick it because we're going to laugh.
Yeah,
we're gonna laugh.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Were you able to make stove call?
Yeah, I was. My daddy sent money faithfully.
Okay.
My daddy sent money faithfully. And not only that, I learned at times, sometimes to adjust to the prison hustle. So. Okay. Yeah.
Did you have any habits in there?
No. I'm gonna say this. They tricked me to take something one time.
Okay.
And they helped me sleep.
Okay.
And I dreamed that all my kids was giants. They was tall.
Okay.
So I ain't take that no more. That wasn't for me.
Okay.
Cause I got my kids, they short. You know what I'm saying? I began to dream that my kids was tall. So I was like, nah, that's not for me. I don't know if it was Giordone, Sarah Queen, I don't remember. But I just knew, nah, that's not for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was the treatment from the officers and the inmates?
It all depends on who the officer was. You know, some officers, they come in on a power trip. They did.
Yeah.
And some came in, you know, down to earth. You know what I'm saying? And inmates, I just kicked it who I kicked it with, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So the prisons are filled with gangs. Are you gang affiliated?
No.
Okay.
Not whatsoever.
Were you ever jumped, cut, stabbed in prison, or vice versa?
I was fought. Yeah. I got into it with some girls. One of them was from my hometown. And 2 other girls, they weren't from my hometown. But we cool today, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It just was a little situation of misunderstanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about one crazy incident you remember from prison?
Let me see. Cause I know so many, I just got to think. So many, man. It was so many. Yes, when them people, somebody went over there and jumped on Miss Kent, man.
Oh, okay.
That was wild.
Okay.
That was wild, yeah.
So who was Miss Kent?
She was a lady. She was well known in prison. She had been there for a while.
Okay.
I knew her from being in the dorm with her. Certain times, and she was who she was.
Okay.
You know, and it's a lot of stuff she wasn't with. So if she wasn't with it, she wouldn't mind snitching.
Okay.
So they jumped.
So she was a rat. So that's what she got her ass beat. That's what you saying?
Don't make me say it.
But I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She's talented. So that's why they spanked her.
Yes, they got her. Yes.
Okay. So is there one female or a set, you know what I'm saying, gang that runs the compound or a dorm?
I didn't see that.
Okay.
Because I'm old school.
Okay.
And back when I first started going to prison, the gang wasn't in there like how they is now. This last time I went to prison, I did 1 year. And they start sending people in there by the name of Red Rose and Billie Jean. Nah, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
I got to let these kids have that.
Yeah.
The names done changed. Because I had never done no time with nobody by the name of Red Rose
Billie
and Billie
Jean.
No.
I know that's right.
This ain't for me.
All right. So, is there a lot of sex going on in the chain gang?
It is.
Are there a lot of females getting turned down in
It
the chain gang?
is.
Miss Ursula.
It is. Listen,
Ursula.
let me tell you a story, right?
Okay.
I got a friend, right? Her hustle was she made the chain gang dildos. That was her hustle.
Okay.
Yeah, she on a good Thursday, cause you know Friday became a down day.
Yeah, weekend.
Yeah.
Turn up.
So on a good Thursday, they coming to holler at her.
What?
Yeah, she got you.
Okay.
For
So-
the weekend, especially if the couples they celebrate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I already know.
Whatever they got going on, like it could be one on birthday, could be their anniversary.
Yeah.
Cause you know, let me tell you this, make no mistake about it. Some people that's in prison, like they make the most of it because they gotta be there. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So they gonna make the most of their situation, and yeah, they celebrate anniversaries. Me and my girl been together, and they gonna celebrate that. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, Miss Ursula, gotta ask you.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Your bet will get locked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have you ever, in your time, messing with a female?
I did. I thought
Why?
I thought I wanted a girlfriend. You know, she looked like a boy. You know,
Everybody that's how to, they love the studs.
Yeah.
There's something about the studs, man.
It was stuff.
But that's not your forte, right?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, it did. It took my partner. To holler at me like, friend, that's not you.
Yeah,
That's-
at all. So, Miss Ursula, we know that's not you.
Yeah.
It's not your forte.
Yeah.
For the people that watching,
Yeah.
did you eat the box? Did you eat the box?
No, the box came at me. I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
The box came for me. Cause you know how, if you know prison,
Yeah.
them studs, they just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they something else.
Yeah, they something else.
Look, when I first got the asshole, no lie,
right.
I was like, I thought there was an all-female prison. They were like, it is. I was like, well, who are them two dudes up there?
That was me. That was me. And it was a time when I hear them say them studs outside.
Yeah.
I'm at the window. And then, like I say, my friend, she's still my friend to this day, you know. I think she did an interview too as well. My dog, that's my dog. You know, she had to let me know, like,
Yeah.
yeah. Cause I was like, what do you do? You know.
Yeah.
She was like,
Okay. So, what percentage would you say are gay versus gay for the stay?
gay for the stay. Because listen, hear me out. It's some studs I was locked up with. Some hardcore studs.
I know. They got a lot of kids and
They
stuff.
got babies. They still having babies.
Baby, nah, I know.
So, soon as they come out the courtroom from getting their time, they either cut their hair or braid their hair to the back. They get that image because that's what got them paid in prison.
Yeah.
Being a stud. You know
Let
what I'm
these
saying?
folks know that watching. If you
Yeah.
look like a dude,
Yeah.
the girl's gonna flop.
Yeah.
You gonna get stoned.
Yeah.
You gonna get money on your book.
Yeah.
So that's why they doing it.
Them girls get they get sugar daddies to take care of their studs, yeah.
Okay. So did you work on your case for appeal?
No, I didn't. I did it.
Okay, so you just
Yeah.
took your time and
I
just
did
rolled
it.
with it.
I did it.
Okay. So did prison prepare you for society?
This last time,
It did.
yeah, it did. The last time I went to prison, I stayed so long. I had never stayed that long.
Okay.
I knew I wasn't coming back.
Okay.
But however, I messed up and ended up getting a year revolt. I went back and I did that year, and I made up in my mind, never again.
Okay. Were there any programs or therapy offered to you for support?
No.
Okay. what things would you suggest to help females upon and after their release?
You said what now?
I said, what things would you suggest to help females upon and after their release?
Do some research. You know, understand who you are. Understand what you got going on. Understand your shortcomings.
Okay.
And search for help.
Okay. So how was the transition from prison to freedom and the struggles of being let back into society?
It was a time where what a struggle was when you trying to become somebody in life and the people know the old you.
Yeah.
So you got to prove to them that you ain't that person no more.
Okay.
Yeah. So trying to prove that you ain't that person no more and also be the person who you are now, it was kind of a struggle for me in the beginning.
Okay.
Because y'all already judging me. You know, like that's conflict for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your mindset now and how has it changed?
I know I don't ever want to go back to prison. I know I'm not going back to prison. Today, I'm a woman of integrity. I choose to do the right thing. I ain't on that pathway to prison no more. I don't throw bricks at the train game no more.
Okay. So if you could go back in time, would you have still did the same thing or did it differently?
That's a trick question because I'm gonna say that because if I could have done the same thing or done it differently, because if I say done it differently, that means that I'm a person of insanity, still doing the same thing but expecting a different result. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
I wouldn't have done none of that.
So are you thankful that you went through all the things that you went through to make you who you is right now today?
Yeah, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the press and the shaking down. All of that, I'm grateful for that.
Okay, so the friends and family that you were close with before you got confined, did they stick by your side or did they fade away?
I had my daddy. You know what I'm saying? My daddy, my sister, them. You know, I had immediate family. You know, and far as friends, you know, when you get locked up, it's the we'll see you when you get out. I hate it's like that, you know?
Yeah.
Because once I get out, I'm done.
Yeah, of course. Okay. So, for the people that watching, what's going on with you right now, Miss Ursula?
Okay. I'm a person that's in long-term recovery. 4 years.
Congratulations.
And what that means to me is today I learned to be a better person overall. I learned to be a better mother, a better grandmother, a better sister. I learned to help people.
Okay.
Let me see. I learned to get a job and hold it down. And I'm just freely giving back something that was freely given to me, which is recovery.
Okay. So do you have any goals or aspirations?
Any goals? My number one goal is to always be more than what I was yesterday.
Oh, I like that.
To always be more than what I was yesterday. And I can't say as far as aspiration. It depends on what you mean, you know.
Okay.
All
right. So, do you want to leave a message for the people that's watching this today?
Yes, I do.
Okay, come on, Miss Ursula Wheeler. What's your message?
Don't ever go to prison and don't ever do drugs.
Okay, but what about a person that done went to prison and they done did drugs? What you have to say to them?
Get out, stay out. If you've been to prison, get out, stay out. Do something different. And if you have did drugs, keep coming back because we do recover.
Okay. So, do you have any social media so the people can reach out to Miss Ursula or follow you or hit you up to just talk to you? Or, you know what I'm saying? Please let the people know and spell it out so they can know to follow you.
On Facebook, I'm Ursula Parker, URSULA PARKER on Facebook. Instagram on Peaches Bloodsaw. TikTok, Parker8.
Okay. And there you have it, Miss Ursula in the building with Pink Confinement.
Yes.